Browns QB Shedeur Sanders gets surprising update from NFL Insider. When the Cleveland Browns selected Shedeur Sanders in the 5th round of the 2025 NFL Draft, they knew they were going to be getting a player heavily covered by the media. Sure enough, that is exactly what they ended up getting. Throughout the first 4 weeks of the season and heading into Week 5, Sanders has been the team's number 3 emergency quarterback. However, he has continued to receive a massive amount of media coverage. For this week's game against the Minnesota Vikings, the Browns have made the decision to bench Joe Flacco in favor of fellow rookie quarterback Dillon Gabriel. Despite that move, the coaching staff has decided to keep Flacco as their primary backup. Sanders will remain the number 3 quarterback on the roster. Some reports have even come out that Cleveland would rather not play Sanders this season and that the team does not view him as a starter right now. Could Sanders actually sit out his entire rookie season while Gabriel gets starts? That isn't something the fans or media have been too happy about. With that being said, a new update has come out about Sanders and his future playing status from a well-respected NFL insider. Ian Rappaport has shared that it sounds like Sanders will play for the Browns at some point later on in the season. He also provided more details about Cleveland's current view of the former Colorado standout. "I did hear about the other quarterback. There are a lot of things inside the Browns building that they like about Shedeur Sanders. His innate feel in a football game, they like his ability, they like how cool he is under pressure," Rappaport said. "It just doesn't seem, as of right now, that he's ready to be a starting quarterback, which is okay. That was what they believed when they drafted him. That's why he went in the 5th round. Will we get a look at him later in the season? It does sound like we probably will. That's a different story than many reporters have given. Sanders still seems likely to see the field at some point this season, according to Rappaport. Whenever that day comes and the Browns announce Sanders as their starting quarterback for the first time, the media and social media world will explode. Cleveland fans are just hoping that one of the 2 rookies can be a long-term option. Only time will tell, but Rappaport's report gives a much better outlook for Sanders looking deeper into the season. For more on the Cleveland Browns and general NFL news, head over to Newsweek Sports. The NFL has always thrived on drama, on the storylines that play out far beyond the chalk lines on the field. For every highlight reel touchdown, there's a press conference meltdown. For every blockbuster trade, there's a rookie quarterback fighting to prove himself against doubters. Few young players embody that mix of talent, celebrity, scrutiny, and controversy like Cleveland Browns quarterback Shedeur Sanders. And this week, the son of Hall of Famer Deion "Primetime" Sanders received a surprising update from an NFL insider that could drastically shift the perception around his rookie season. What was supposed to be a steady development year for Shedeur has turned into one of the most talked-about roller coasters in the league. Between Rex Ryan's viral rants, analysts calling him childish, and Cam Newton jumping into the conversation, Sanders has become the lightning rod of Cleveland football. But the latest development suggests the NFL may be ready to rewrite the story on Shedeur, and it's catching even his harshest critics off guard. A rookie year under the microscope. The Browns' quarterback situation has been messy for years, but 2025 was supposed to mark a fresh start. With Deshaun Watson's future uncertain, the franchise leaned into drafting Shedeur Sanders as a long-term investment. The move was polarizing. Some saw Shedeur as a polished pocket passer with NFL bloodlines and poise. Others wrote him off as Deion's kid, destined to flame out under the crushing weight of hype. From the moment he arrived in Cleveland, Sanders has faced a level of media attention that dwarfed most rookies. Every press conference turned into a viral clip. Every interaction with teammates was dissected. Even his choice of outfits walking into the stadium drew comments from NFL pundits. The constant coverage only intensified once Dillon Gabriel, another rookie, was handed the starting job in Week 5. The decision raised eyebrows, particularly since the Browns had publicly touted Sanders as their future face of the franchise. Was Gabriel simply outperforming him? Or was Cleveland protecting Sanders from early mistakes that might derail his confidence? No one seemed to have a clear answer. Until now. The insider drops a bombshell. Earlier this week, NFL insider Jordan Schultz appeared on a podcast and revealed something that immediately set the football world buzzing. Schultz, known for his connections to coaches and front offices, shared that the Browns have been quietly reshaping their quarterback strategy around Sanders in ways the public didn't realize. According to Schultz, Cleveland's coaching staff has been extremely impressed with Sanders' progress behind the scenes. He revealed that while Gabriel got the Week 5 nod, the long-term plan hasn't shifted. Sanders is still viewed as the franchise quarterback, and may even reclaim the starting role sooner than expected. Don't be surprised, Schultz said, if Shedeur Sanders is the starter by mid-season. The Browns have been working on packages designed around his strengths. They believe his arm talent and composure are going to separate him once he adjusts to NFL speed. The comment stunned fans who assumed Sanders was being quietly benched in favor of Gabriel. Instead, it painted a very different picture, one of a patient Browns front office carefully managing a high-profile rookie. The weight of expectations. For Shedeur Sanders, the insider's update is more than just good news, it's validation. The past month has been brutal for him, not just on the field but off of it. Analysts ripped his viral mime act during an interview, calling it immature. Others accused him of lacking leadership qualities. Even some Browns fans began questioning the pick, frustrated with yet another uncertain quarterback future. And yet, through all of it, Sanders kept repeating a phrase that became his calling card, "I'm good." Whether it was in locker room clips or brief comments to reporters, he projected an unshakable calm, even as chaos swirled around him. Now, with Schultz's revelation, that calm looks less like denial and more like quiet confidence. Maybe Sanders knew all along that Cleveland hadn't lost faith. Maybe he understood something the rest of US didn't, that growth takes time, and the Browns were playing chess while critics were stuck playing checkers. The mentor factor, Deion's shadow. Of course, no discussion about Shedeur is complete without mentioning his father. Deion Sanders has been both blessing and curse in his son's journey. On one hand, Deion's larger-than-life persona has given Shedeur access to resources, guidance, and a platform few athletes can dream of. On the other, it has placed him in a spotlight so bright it often feels blinding. Every time Shedeur struggles, critics rush to say he's only there because of prime time. Every time he shines, skeptics wonder if it's hype manufactured by his father's media machine. But the insider's update reframes that narrative. If the Browns themselves are designing their offense to highlight Shedeur's strengths,